What's up, guys? We're gonna get started real soon. Yeah. There's a great video that came out today, so we're gonna be talking about this video. Just give a little more context. You know, it's one of the cool things about having a live stream is that we could do that. But this video, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, you need to watch it. I'll update the description real soon so that you guys can see the original video and watch it afterwards. I really want you guys to watch the video afterwards, even multiple times, because that's going to allow you to get the most information out of it. Trust me, I've watched it 3 times back to back, and I still am learning one little thing at a time, and it's making a huge difference in why I want to do this. This is a really good video, guys. I really mean it. He did an amazing job. Really did. Yeah, Shrek. Yeah, sorry guys, it was originally gonna be 2 p.m. Class, but we went out and got some breakfast burritos. We're gonna get this thing going. Get yourself something in the crew lounge. If you are a crew member, go in there right now. I'll meet you guys in there. I gotta let everybody else in the class, and then I'll meet you in the crew lounge, guys. Also, remember, today is a charity stream. We're raising money for foster children in Arizona. So if you want to, just click that little donation button, throw in a couple dollars. Your name will pop up on screen just like that. Anonymous with a $20 donation. Thank you so much. I will call out all donations to this charity. Woo! How much money have we raised? Hey, yo, crew, how much money did we raise yet? Huh? Sadits. Oh, we should have some burrito emojis. I did not even think about that. We got 80 people in here, though. Let's make sure we hit that like button to sign in. We will get started once we hit 100 likes. That means if everybody likes it right now, we should be getting there pretty soon. Okay, I got to talk to the crew real quick. So crew members, you know, right now I'm talking to the chiefs, guys. So chiefs, let the crew members know that they need to sign in. Let everybody know they need to sign in. We're going to get going into the crew lounge real quick. And then from there, we're going to go to the classroom, but we need to figure out, you know, when to start. And the only way we can really do that is if we have 100 people signed in. So we need to sign in. Click that like button, guys. Nick Vetter, we'll talk about that. Yeah, definitely. That was one concern. It's not going to be the biggest concern for me, but I will make mention of that. Yeah. S.A., what's up, man? Autumn Jacques, I do Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Monday streams. These are free 2-hour classes. Mondays are 1 hours, and those are for members only. So if you want to become a member, click that join button, just like Dave Bryce. Dave Bryce, get in the lounge. Get in the crew lounge, man. Have some good fun. Get in there. Right now, I'm drinking my Killcliff CBD. Welcome, Dave. There it is, baby. Dave, get your ass in the crew lounge, man. Scarlett, you're in the mood, baby. Woo! All right, everybody, get into the lounge. Let's go ahead and talk real quick. Crew members, we got ourselves some breakfast burritos. You said you wanted a burrito, right? You said you wanted a burrito. We got ourselves some burritos right here. These are breakfast burritos. They originally, I was sending out some rookies to grab some for lunch because originally the stream was for 2 p.m. And today we just changed it to 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So we're getting this going. I want people from Europe. I want people all over the world to see this right now. And then for those of you in the United States to watch this whenever you want. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going over Fortnine's best beginner motorcycle gear. What do you really need video? And I'm going to tell you right now, you guys need to see the video. I will link it in the description real quick once I get back into the classroom. I really want you guys to watch it over and over and over again. The one thing I really like about the Fortnite video is that it's very easily digestible. And it's something that gives amazing information for basically the subject. He made it so it's edutainment, and I absolutely love that, and that's what I try to do here on this channel. So his principles on that is in line with mine. I'm going to go ahead and give some of my feedback. He's coming from a position of a motorcycle dealer, as in like a supplier, distributor of motorcycle gear. So he has very good knowledge when it comes to motorcycle gear and what it is that you need to do. And then also he has an amazing salesperson. You know, he knows how to sell things, and it's not just let's sell the gear. He's selling the information really well. So I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. So we're going to be watching that. We're going to be going over it. And since he's coming from that perspective, I'm going to come from the perspective of a medical professional. And I'm going to go ahead and explain a little bit more about the medical side. So he has the gear side, baby, and then I have the medical side. And this is where you need to have multiple perspectives of the same subject to really get the full picture. Do you guys know what I mean? So I'm always going to showcase people that are doing something that is amazing like this, but from a different perspective, and even from the same perspective of me, because, you know, there's paramedics, there's doctors, there's Dimitri Safin becoming a member. There's all these things that I think is absolutely important to the learning process. So that's what we're doing today, and I just felt really motivated to get this video out. So we're gonna get this started. But we got burritos right here. We got video games back here if you're good. And let's get back to class, or let's get into class. Let's make sure we get 100 likes, because once we hit 100 likes, that means 100 people signed in, and that means we can get started. All right, so let's go back to the class real quick. Yeah. What's up, guys? Let's go ahead and move this up right here. How are you guys? Whoa! Anonymous with a $100 donation. Whoa! Holy crap. I think I dropped a bunch of stuff right here. What the hell? Rookies, come clean this up. Holy crap. Holy crap. Make sure you guys sign in. Guys, we're raising money for, I was about to say prostate cancer research, because that's what we're doing for the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride, but we're raising money for foster children in Arizona. 25 kids a day. Excuse me. Get into foster care. That's insane. That's insane. Now, usually they go to a family member, but remember, it's a huge burden to financial burden, not a lot of other stuff, but a financial burden to take care of a child. So this is extremely helpful, extremely helpful. So thank you so much. Oh yeah. So while we're getting the next 13 likes, because remember, guys, in order to start today's class, we have to get some likes in. I'll go ahead and start shouting some of you guys out. You guys are absolutely amazing for getting here this early. Brian, get yourself a burrito, man. Motoana, how you doing? Zaraza! Woo! Nick Vetter, he just watched it. Yeah, the whole I don't want to lose my skin thing, we'll talk a little bit more about that. Yeah, Spooky Maisie, I like how my comment is just plain while everybody else's text looks amazing, or looks so cool. That's because they're members, baby. That's because they're members. But it's good to have you here. I love everybody that shows up to learn. You love Fortnite or Fortnite? John Pearson. I know, trust me, it was hard to find the logo because Fortnite just kept popping up. Anonymous with a 5. Guys, if you put your name in there, I'll definitely call out your name. If you click that little, when you click donate, it says, you know, to click to make it anonymous. If you just want to make it straight up, then I'll call you out. Come on, guys, 5 more likes. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. 5 more likes, everybody. We're going to get this going. We have to have people sign into class. I have to send in the sign-in sheet to the higher-ups. So, I mean, for the continuing education credits, we have to do this. We have to do this. How you guys doing? Kevin, how you doing? Big Cat Scrappy, Super King, Rusey LV, how you doing? Jason, whoo, what's up, Patton? How you doing, baby? Steve Bustos, Horace, how you doing, man? My uncle's name was Horace. That's an old name. It's a good name, though. 102 likes. Let's go ahead and get this going. Oh, baby. Why max 720p? Because I didn't want to have like a bit rate problem. Tomorrow we'll test out 1080p. Tomorrow we'll test out 1080p. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and restart. Let's go ahead and start this from the beginning. I want to preface this. Let's go. In fact, before we even start, let's go ahead and get the link to it. Whoa, hey-oh. Let's go ahead and get the link to it. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and put that at the beginning. Source video. There we go. Yeah, we're going to I'll update it to 1080p tomorrow. I just wanted to make it so it's the easiest for people to kind of sign in and have a good time and watch some things. So just double checking, making sure everything is copacetic, making sure everything is good. The lounge looks beautiful. You guys all look beautiful. We're going to get going right now. Okay, guys? So guys, what I wanted to do with this, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the chat. That way I can focus on this video. This is going to be a video about best beginner gear. What do you really need? Now, I like the idea and the concept behind it. He's thinking from a beginner standpoint of, I don't have a ton of money. I need to get some gear. So what is it that I do? How do I do it? What should I get first? These are all questions answered in one video without ever saying, well, it's a Q&A. So I absolutely love this, and we're going to be going over this real quick. But let's watch a little bit at a time, and then I'm going to go ahead and talk about it, okay? So let's go ahead and remove it so I don't get distracted by you guys, but let's go ahead and watch.
To Rider Zed. Well, let's meet the 3 takes on motorcycle gear. Our dentist is decked in $3,000 worth of factory kit. If you can't ride like Rossi, you can still slide like him.
Agree with that. Now, he's going to talk a little bit more. Remember what I said is watch this video first. But what he's talking about is a dentist with $3,000 worth of gear. So basically a full kit of gear with an extremely nice helmet, lightweight, perfect. He's got a jacket, pants, boots, gloves. This is like the end-all, be-all. I don't even have $3,000 worth of gear. What I do have is a full set of gear. So he's going to go over some of the parts of, you know, somebody with a lot of money, no money, and then just right.
Our youth is modeling a bicycle helmet, gardening gloves, and 2x4 strapped to his shins. Because you might sell enough lemonade to buy a bike, mow enough lawns to cover a test fee, and share enough TikTok dick pics to enroll in a course, but the donation money dries up by the time you remember gear.
So, low amount of gear because we're trying to raise money for gear. Your mind is in the right direction, but he's going to talk more about it. But basically, bike helmets do not do nothing. So do not wear a bike helmet on a motorcycle.
And the third little pig clearly watched an Anthony video.
Hey, this is Anthony from REVZILLA. You watch, decide, and ride.
A wannabe Anthony video.
Howdy, this is Lemmy with REVZILLA TV.
Version here with REVZILLA.
Hello, my name is Brian.
Hi guys, Amy here from Motorcycle Superstore.
Hey, I'm Brian Van, sportbiketrack.com.
Hey, I'm Brandon with Cycle Meal.
I'm Foreign, and my old with an extra motor to follow.
I've got a DDFM cycle. Hello everyone.
Hey, Jason Rocky on 18 feet.
So, remember, he's coming from a perspective of selling gear. So he's in that industry.
Either way, he found full safety at halved prices. Unnecessary.
Okay, so what he's saying is you found full safety at half prices. Remember, the goal is safety, whether you're spending a ton of money or you're spending a little bit of money. The thing is, you do want to have safety, and he's going to talk a little bit more about that, and we'll go ahead and jump into some of these things. He's actually doing the intro right now. He's kind of getting you going. He's like, okay, well, I'm in that camp. I'm in this camp. What do I do next? So he's doing very good with this. I love the selling of it, the information that he needs. So let's just keep going.
Unintelligent, duck, goose, and what makes smart starter gear, and how much of it do we really need? I once planned a romantic movie marathon for my wife, and like her, you will not be expecting me to start with Das Boot. But the CDC would, and they studied 1.2 million motorcycle crash victims and found that the likeliest injuries are to lower extremities.
So right there, I talk all the time about making sure you get good boots. Okay, so he's now going to get into some of the stats of motorcycle crashes, injuries versus life-threatening injuries. So I always talk about that on the channel here is that life-changing injuries, life-altering injuries are the injuries that if you like break a bone and now it never sets right, so now you have a permanent limp, or if you lose a leg, lose an arm, lose an appendage, or you have some type of debilitating injury where it just never really heals right after a motorcycle crash like that. One thing that you really want to watch out for in this next segment is that he is going to be talking about specifically the life-altering life injury. The life-altering injuries. There you go. It's a little early. He's going to be talking about that. I really want you guys to help differentiate between life-altering and life-ending, okay? And then there's also the inconvenience of having an injury, and he kind of talks about that a little bit later.
Cross-check that in other countries, and yes, 66% of all bone breaks happen down here.
So bone breaks, remember that. There's a difference between bone breaks versus organ damage. So you have the musculoskeletal system. You have, your skin is a giant organ. So that's something you also want to protect, and that's something that helps thermoregulate your body temperature and all that stuff. And then you also have your organs, soft tissue, nervous system. You have all these different things. Big Cat Scrappy with the $5 donation. Yeah.
Tibula fibula most of the time.
So your tib fib is the two bones below your knee and above your ankle.
57% of all motorcycle crashes are low-speed ground impact.
So if we just take that stat, 57%, so over 50% of motorcycle crashes are low speed. And we're talking in the beginner aspect. So a lot of beginners are either practicing low speed or they're not comfortable with low speed. So if they try to do a U-turn, let's say at an intersection, that's a low speed maneuver. And that's where you can easily drop the bike a lot like this. And that's where your leg gets trapped. That's where your leg gets planted. And then the rotational forces rotate your ankle until it basically snaps. Same thing with your tib fib. It's just going to go ahead and snap right at the joint sometimes, or even break mid tib fib. So that's why he's talking about that. But that makes you think real quick, if most motorcycle injury, like leg injuries, happen at low speed and most crashes happen at low speed, what should we be practicing the most, especially as a beginner rider? We should be practicing our slow speed maneuvers. We should be going to a parking lot to practice those maneuvers, and then we should hopefully eliminate or mitigate a lot of those injuries. So for the crew, I expect you guys to get some practice in so that you don't become part of the statistic.
According to Virginia Tech's Biblical Report on Bikers, and with beginners, you gotta think tip-overs are even more common. See, riding is hardest when slowest. Old riders eventually find their finesse or their excuses for not doing these maneuvers, but poor newbies have neither. So when you flop at a stop, light knock, heavy as fuck.
So that right there is what let's go ahead and scroll back so you can see the side right here. So he's saying light knock, and then heavy knock on your leg. So what that is mechanism of injury. We talk about that all the time on the channel. When you crash into the side of the vehicle, you go off the road, you slide across the ground at the low side. They all have different styles and different ways to injure you, and that's called mechanism of injury. So basically the action, the environment, the whole thing that happened can help you understand what typical injuries will happen to you. So at a slow speed, you kind of go down and then you put your foot down, the bike falls on the leg. So that's a heavy injury, but then you kind of slowly, crumble down to the ground. So you have a hip hit, you have your shoulder, elbow, hands, and then maybe your head, but it's not as much force to really go straight to the head. In a high speed, you're pretty much just at the mercy of physics, and you're going to tumble and hit everything, and almost everything's going to have a massive hit. So what you need to understand with what he's saying right now in context, which he's explaining very well, I'm just kind of explaining a little bit more about the mechanism, is that in a slow speed stuff, the ankle and leg get hurt a lot. They get damaged a lot comparatively to the rest. Now, that doesn't mean a small knock to the head's not bad. Doesn't mean a small knock to the shoulder and hip isn't bad. That can be bad. Remember, we're talking about life-altering or even inconveniencing injuries where if you break part of your iliac crest, you're going to have trouble walking. If you have a dislocation in your hip because of just some type of force, you're going to have problems. If you have a small concussion that could lead to a brain bleed, you're going to have big problems. Even just a small concussion where it's just bruising and it heals up well, you could have deficits. Maybe I had one myself. Deficits, and that's not good either. So it's still very important to wear full gear.
Here I have my motorcycle boot, and here I have my hiking boot. Now this is a good hiker. It cost me a pretty penny. It cost a hefty heifer. It's leather. Surely I can get away with this. Oh.
So that's why I wear full-size boots. I talk all the time about having upper calf boots, and that's what that boot on the bottom is, okay? So when you land or when you crash and you like lay on the ground, especially in slow speed, and the bike lands on your leg, it's not just going to hit your ankle. It's just not going to hit the base of your foot. It's going to hit everything as far as it can touch. And a lot of times, especially towards the upper part of the calf, you're going to have your gas tank, you're going to have frame sliders, you're going to have the actual frame, you're going to have maybe even a hot part that's going to land on the calf. And here's the thing, a calf is a nice squishy muscle, okay? So it possibly can get damaged and it's perfectly fine. It can heal very well, but bones take a lot longer to heal. And then also you have ligaments, nerve damage, all these different things. You don't think about that because as a kid or even somebody running around, you scratch your leg, you hurt your knee, you know, just it's like, okay, not a big whoop. But nobody here really has had massive trauma until you really have massive trauma. And when you have it, you're going to realize, oh, there's other pieces of the body that make up the whole body. And you realize, oh, well, my leg and everything is fine, but my nerves have been damaged. So I can't even use the muscles that are perfectly fine. I can't use the bone that's perfectly fine, and my ankle, my foot, all that stuff. So when I think about that, I think about what's the most protection. When we have motorcycle pants, they don't go, the protection itself doesn't go all the way down to the ankle. It's just basically the knee and then some abrasion resistance below the knee. So what is the impact resistance, the impact mitigation? That's going to be the boot. And if you get a small boot like the one on top, you're lacking some of the massive protection for the tib fib. So this little leg, or what is it, a potato, a big old potato, that is basically your tib fib. That is your calf. Okay, so you want to protect that. And when he hits it with the hammer, that's impacts. Okay, we're not talking about sliding it across the ground. He's got impacts. He's going to smash it down. And just think, that's a dead blow hammer. He's not hitting it very hard. Now, I get it. This is not the same consistency as a human tissue, but it's the same concept, guys.
Beginners, buy full height boots. It's too likely that you'll drop a 500-pound motorcycle on your leg, so find something that restricts ankle motion and crushing motion for most of your tib fib.
So just take a look at his leg. So you have protection from your toes all the way up to about mid-calf, maybe above, well, yeah, mid-calf right there. And you see how there's a gap between that and a knee? That's the gap I don't want to have. So at some point, maybe there's going to be some motorcycle boots out there that cover it all, or there's going to be some type of new technology that's fitted into the pants. But the thing is, it's a radish nice. The thing is, you need to have something like that. Just look at the body and realize what is exposed. And that's almost the whole body, and all we have is pants on.
Motocross footwear like my own Fox comps are best at this, and cheapest, frequently under $200. Don't like the dirty style? Poor excuse. Fox comps fit under most pants. Otherwise, Icon makes a sleeker.
So you see the pants right there? I'm pretty sure he struggled to get those pants over. But these are regular jeans. If you get motorcycle jeans, they're typically flared out a little bit more. And the one thing I really like about the pants that I have, they're basically over pants. They're the Reax Ultra Mesh pants. The thing is, they're really wide on the bottom, but they have a zipper and they also have Velcro so I can actually tighten it up around it. And you can't even tell what kind of boots I have underneath outside of what's showing like that. The Icon boots over there, same thing. You can easily slide that over, so it's very good. So think about that. You guys have multiple options for these boots.
Stomper called the Joker, but we're a bit north of 200 there.
The second most common motorcycle injury is head? No, 28%. Thorax? No, 27%. Spine? No, 14%. A relentless 47% of crashes involve some injury here.
So when we see this, it's like, well, you know, the wrist and hands and all that stuff. Well, I'm going to go ahead and protect that first before my head, because guess what? The head's only 24%. You know, the torso's this, and this. Think about it though. Okay, you have to really realize it's not you're going to just hit your head and that's it. You're not just going to hit your ankles and that's it. You're not going to just hit your wrist and that's it. What he's talking about is the typical injuries associated with a motorcycle crash. So with a motorcycle crash, roughly 50% is going to involve your arm. 24% is going to involve your head. And then the 24, and then the other 30 something, whatever, is going to involve the other body parts. But here's the thing. The common denominator is your body and a crash. So you don't have control over that. If you crash, you're gonna possibly hurt your head and your wrist and your legs and your back and your torso, or more than likely, you know, if it's a slow speed thing, just ankle and wrist. So the thing is, you still want to protect for every aspect of it. What he's saying, and what I really like about this is why I had to watch it multiple times, is that if you can't afford full gear, and he's going to talk more about it, if you can't afford full gear, these are the most common injuries with a motorcycle crash. So ankle or lower extremities, and then upper extremities. So the torso and the head are less likely to be injured in a crash, but they still can be. And here's the thing, torso and head are more life-threatening than appendages and your limbs. Okay, so your limbs are not necessarily life-threatening unless there's an artery involved or anything like that. The thing is, they're life-altering. They're still injuries, and that's your body's natural mechanics. So you think about it. You run. He's going to talk about it. You're running, and you trip yourself. You put your hands out. Well, your hands are going to be injured. Same thing with your riding, and you hit something, and you're going to put your hands out. So your arms and hands are going to be injured, but same thing with your legs. We're trying to protect the head and trying to protect the body as best we can naturally, and that's what the body does. So this is what he's getting into. So don't think, well, I don't need a helmet, I don't need a jacket, or I don't need anything, because statistics say 47% is the arm and then your lower extremity. So I'm just going to wear, you know, boots and then gloves. That's not what we're trying to get at on this. And I don't want you guys to think that. And I don't think a lot of people are thinking that, but I wanted to give a little bit more context with that from a medical standpoint. He has great context here.
Well, the other common characteristic of our common low-speed crash is that riders instinctively try to catch themselves.
We therefore expect a Coley's radial fracture or a Smith's radial fracture, depending how your wrist lands.
And indeed, studies prove the radius to be the most frequent upper body fracture, so we've got that figured.
Radius and ulna. That's your forearm, basically. You got two bones that rotate like this in your forearm, radius and ulna. But what he's talking about is the fracture. When you land like this, it's going to transmit the force into the weakest points. Okay, you have a lot of good bones here. The ligaments can slip and slide a little bit, but basically the thing that is stagnant is going to be your bones, and that's what's going to break. Okay, you ever think about drunk drivers, how when they crash and get ejected, they're not really hurt, but then when you have somebody that is being responsible and sober but still crashes, gets ejected, it's because they're more stiff. Drunk people are limber, they're loose. It's like falling correctly. So that's why this part right here, the stiff part of your body, when it grabs the forces, will break versus the nice, loose, nimble part of your wrists and hands.
Correctly. Well, what do we do about it? Sliders. Without them, your hand bites and breaks. With them, you're more likely to hit and slide.
That's traction, okay? You could do that right now on your table or wherever you're at. If you're standing, you can use your foot. If you're at a table, use your hand. You place your hand on the table, and then you could slide it. So you're just barely putting your hand on there, and you slide it. But if you give it a little bit of weight, it's going to be a little bit harder to slide, okay? So with a slider, it's going to slide across, okay? There's going to be that friction reducing agent, which is that slider. So that's the same concept as a slider on your motorcycle. You either hit the ground and it could catch, like crash bars, those metal ones, or you can have the slider, which is going to be the plastic that is meant to just be torn away, okay? So your hand is going to not just grab and then you're going to rotate. Now you could still break your hand that way, but here's the thing. What is on your hand? What's this right here on the bottom? And this is your hand. It's asphalt. Okay, your hand's not going to just stay there. Your hand's going to get ripped off. You're going to rip pieces of your flesh because the body naturally wants to slide at that force. Your body doesn't have the natural friction, the natural traction, and the durability of gloves or boots or anything that's supposed to be on asphalt. So you're going to rip your hand until it catches, and it might catch on a bone. So you might actually rip all the gooey, fleshy stuff, and then now you have bone that's going to grab, or you're going to tumble after that. So always wear gear, wear those gloves, not just because it's going to slide, but also to protect from ripping the hand off.
Look for a hard piece that wraps around the outside that can prevent these Smith-type fractures as well.
Yep.
Is the best company at consistently offering sliders. On their $200 race gloves, on my own stunt Evos, $90, even the $60 RS4 and TFX Vented have sliders.
A bonus is that 5 gloves are the most significantly pre-curved.
See, beginners are just building the strength to pull levers all day. The stiff, straight glove will add even more resistance and tempt you to do this, which is bad for reasons I'll explain in a future video.
So I'm not going to go over the concept of curved gloves or stiff gloves because he said he will go ahead and talk over it a little bit later. But basically what he wants is you to have more control over the handlebars and not utilizing every piece of your hand just to reach for a lever because that could cause you to slide over on that.
Get 5 gloves, they make it easier to stick with good habits. Now let's move from most likelies to most deadlies.
So there's that difference, most likely versus deadly. So most likely of an injury, and that injury could be deadly or not deadly, but it's still an impact, the mechanism. Now it's all about, the organ tissue damage. It's all about, the debilitating disability type injuries. And now we're going to get into more of the stat stuff.
The NHTSA has our definitive study on killed motorcyclists. Turns out your chances of dying from a head injury drop around 40% if you exercise your freedom to wear one of these.
40% reduction in fatal injuries if you wear a helmet. That doesn't mean you're not going to get injured. It does not mean you're not going to crash. It just means it reduced it and mitigated enough to where it's not fatal. So you're still going to have a bad headache, maybe a traumatic brain injury. You're probably going to go unconscious. You can still die with a helmet, but it reduces the chance of deadly force, basically, to your head and to your brain just by wearing a helmet. So to me, when I hear about that and he says, the 40-something% to the hand, and then you get ankle, all these things, and then all of a sudden it's, well, if you wear a helmet, it's going to reduce it by 40%. So that to me is huge. That to me is huge. So don't just say, well, I'm not going to wear a helmet because it's just my gloves and boots that I need to worry about. No, you need to wear it all, and he's going to get into that.
Indisputably a preventer of head injury, but which head injury? The old-fashioned head injury criteria.
Real quick, I'm going to let him play through this part, and I'll go ahead and explain some of this. This is very good information. I really need you guys to watch.
Dates from 1972. You don't need to understand these squiggles, just that it's based on your noggin's translational acceleration and the time span of that impact. Hard smack, short duration, fine. Light smack, long duration, fine. But if you're hit hard enough for long enough, the Hick number starts to climb over 1,000. At which point you have over 18% odds of a skull fracture, as scientists discovered by throwing heavy things at dead people. That's the macabre reality, and that's your head injury criterion. Enter the brain injury criterion in 2013. Brick has our helmet industry shitting bricks because it's completely different. A cadaver can tell you when its skull is shattered. It can't tell you whether the rotation of its head sloshed the brain enough to cause a concussion. So some biomechanics assholes ran 67 experiments on animals, then supercomputer correlated that data into a whole spectrum of human head shapes to derive these critical angular velocity numbers.
All right. Oh, yeah, I'll let him do this.
What does it all mean, Basil?
Well, Snell and DOT base their tests on Old Faithful. which decade after decade has proved to be a shitty predictor of head injury. Not that our modern and elegant brick is flawless, but at least ECE and FIM standards consider both. They require translational and rotational protection.
I'll let him play this part right here.
Simply look for this sticker on your helmet.
All right. So let's go back just a little bit. Right here we have head injury versus brain injury. So head injury is going to be anything that is associated with your head. You got your scalp, you know, you got your hair, you got your orbits, maxilla, all that stuff. Head injury involves everything, okay? Brain injury is just specific to the brain and part of the brainstem. Basically anything that's associated with the brain and into the neck. Below that is going to be the vertebrae and then your actual nervous system down there. So the things that he's talking about is DOT and Snell go into the head injury. Okay, so that's going to be like a skull fracture. That's going to be the damage to the musculoskeletal system, and then every little piece is outside of the brain. Because back in the day, 1972, that's all they had for information. When it says right here, brain injury criteria, we don't have to understand all the physics behind it, but you notice how it says 2013. Okay, so a lot has happened since 2013, and I know a lot of you guys are in the medical field, and it's the epic brain scale, basically. So the epic brain, basically what that is, and I'm trying to go ahead and bring it down for everybody else here, is that there has been a huge push to study brain injuries. And I think a lot of it really came from American football, and that's going to be the whole CTE problem, okay? So brain injuries causing massive mood swings, massive depression, massive Alzheimer's, all these different things. And the thing is, they studied a lot of football players because they'd keep getting these hits every single day. They'd get hits way more than any other motorcyclist would. So they're like the people that, like, let's say you study alcoholics for what the toxicity is for the liver when you drink alcohol, because you know they do it every single day. They're the perfect test subjects. Same thing with football. They're the perfect test subjects for brain injuries, and they study, and then what they came up with is that there's a lot of that rotational forces. There's a lot of brain injuries without having an actual skull injury. So the forces are transmitted from the helmet into the skull based off the rotation. And he talks about the sloshing around. That is coup contra coup. So you hit the front of your skull. Let's say you got hit in the front of your head. You go boom right there. So your brain gets smacked to the front of the skull, but then when you go back like that, your brain hits the back of the skull, and then it hits the front of the skull. And that's just one straight hit to the front of the head. If you get hit from an angle and you start doing this, your brain is going to hit almost every single side. It's like throwing a bouncy ball in a room and just smacking it across the walls, and it's just bouncing everywhere. That is what your brain is doing, and every single impact that happens, every time that bouncy ball hits that wall, that is your brain being contused. It's a bruise. You're bleeding on the brain, whether it's just a small little bruise, capillary bleed. It's not, okay, it's small concussion, or it could be a massive bleed. And there's 5-6 different types of bleeds, 4 to 5 different bleeds on the brain. And we talked about that during the Max wrist crash. And we talked about how he had possibly a subarachnoid bleed on the brain. There's subdural, epidural, all these different things, different kinds of bleeds. It all depends on where it's at. But this is what ECE and FIM are actually starting to integrate into the helmet technology. Now, he's going to talk a little bit more about how new this is. So at the end of the day, the best way I can describe this whole thing is that there is 2 differences, okay? Head injury and brain injury. And who knows, maybe in the future there's going to be a third, but the brain is what we're trying to protect at the end of the day, right? I would rather have a skull fracture than a brain injury, if that's what I can best basically say to you guys.
Rotational protection.
Put simply, look for this sticker on your helmet.
So look for ECE. Okay, DOT is one thing, Snell is another, ECE is the thing. And with this new knowledge, I've always been saying, get a Snell helmet, get a Snell helmet, get a Snell helmet. I can change my mind based off of new research, and I want you guys to do the same for yourself. If what he's saying is true, that ECE and FIM, which I knew FIM was doing because Snell really didn't like it for some reason. I was kind of wondering why. Now I kind of understand. But FIM is the new racing, the new MotoGP homologation. I talked about that recently, actually. I think yesterday or recently. And basically what's happening is that they're creating their own standard, and it's going to involve these rotational forces. And it seems like ECE is following suit. So I absolutely love that. So from now on, my new recommendation is get at minimum ECE. Get at minimum ECE. I'm not even worried about Snell anymore. If Snell does not upgrade their testing procedures to have this rotational forces for the brain injury, then I don't even care about Snell. Don't care. So changed my mind. This is why I absolutely love this video. Ryan and Fortnite, the company, changed my mind on a helmet.
And it will be that simple soon. See, ECE's rotational testing didn't enter the criteria until version 2206, which came out, what, last month? At the moment, you can expect everything on the shelf to still be stickered 2205, and therefore not necessarily tested for rotational protection.
The Biltwell Gringo is one of few safe choices in that regard. It's perfectly round, and round helmets tend to ace brick tests. It was also recently redesigned to meet ECE's standard, meaning Biltwell made it knowing the 2206 rotational requirements were coming and likely covered those bases. Our Gringo tips the feather at 1,500 grams, not at all strenuous for the untrained neck muscles of beginners, and rarest of all, it comes in many colors, many of which are not black. Visibility is the most overlooked safety feature of a helmet. Pick something bright.
So real quick, one of the main reasons why a round helmet, and I think he mentions that a round helmet survives a lot of these testings, is because you think about it, rotational forces. So if you take my helmet out, 1 second, we'll be right back. So if you take my helmet, so I got my helmet right here. Now this is the Shoei Hornet X2. So what manufacturers do when they have to have something like this, what they do is that this has to be breakaway. The visor has to break upon impact. And one of the big problems that people have is that they like to wear a camera on the front or somewhere on the head. That can grab and rotate your head. Now that's just a factor, a brain injury factor that a lot of people will take, and it's a risk management thing at that point. But I make sure that this has breakaway. I use Sugru, so it will break away upon impact. Same thing with this. I try not to make it anything on here as a permanent fixture of the motorcycle helmet. Now that's what he's talking about, but this is more of an not a vertical. It's more of like an oval shaped helmet, and then the Biltwell Gringo is more so a circular helmet. So that means that at any point of impact, it will just start rotating and sliding across the head. And that kind of brings back a lot of points when it comes to the fire service, is that a lot of the old technology, a lot of the old things that kind of work, the anecdotal stuff that worked, but with no real science, we moved away from a lot of that because we started to look at science and be like, okay, well, this new stuff is the newfangled stuff. We should be doing that. When it comes to that and the motorcycling, I think the people back in the 70s and 60s and you know, whoever created helmets like this had an idea of it, just couldn't explain it. So you're going to see a lot of different stuff going from old to new, new to old. And I think that's amazing.
Now I have an unpopular opinion of jackets and pants, so let me shirk blame by speaking in numbers. We know most deaths result from head and neck trauma, so how many motorcycle fatalities can be blamed on thorax injuries? 4%. Abdomen, lumbar, and spine all together at another 4.5%. Shoulders and arms, 0. Hips and legs, 0. So here...
Okay, so that part right there where he says, okay, the fatal injuries, head and neck, boom, right up there. You need to protect that. When it comes to chest, hips, back, yeah, like 4% each, and then arms and legs, pretty much 0%. That's kind of what we talked about. You know, in order to really die from an arm and leg injury, you got to cut that artery. You got to bleed out. So that's going to be the biggest thing. There's no vital organs in your arm and leg outside of that artery, and that artery is attached to the rest of the body, which is very important. So that's why you can die, or how you can die from an arm and leg injury. Chest and back, typically 4%. That's because we protect ourselves when we go down and we tumble and we do that stuff. So we're actually protecting the core. Our bodies are amazing, naturally protecting the body by tumbling and putting our hands out. So the chest, back, and hips, roughly about 4% each. But you also have to think about that. Hips can hold a lot of blood. Pelvic injuries are very deadly. So if you do have some form of a pelvic injury, you could be severely hurt or possibly die. Chest injury, you know, your rib cage it does a great job protecting your vital organs, your lungs, heart, liver, and then a little bit more up in there, but you know, your abdomen, the stomach doesn't have bones to protect it. So you could still die. You can still have impaled injuries in there. You could have blunt force trauma, all those different things. But that's where the differentiation is that what fatal injury versus just a broken bone, just an injury. That right there, I want you guys to differentiate. At the end of the day, I don't want either, so I'm going to wear full gear. But what he's trying to get at in this video is, you know, what do you really need for beginners? Like, first off, what should you get? And I know that's a lot of the questions that we have here on the chat is, what should I get first? And this is what he's going to go over.
So here's where I become a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad man for saying probably won't kill you to ride without a motorcycle jacket and pants.
He's right with those words. It probably won't kill you. Probably. But if you do crash without jacket and pants, you'll probably have injuries. And they could have been reduced or mitigated with gear. So he's technically 100% right. It probably won't kill you. But I don't want to take that chance.
Statistically, it probably won't. Of course, that doesn't mean you should ride in skivvies. I had severe road rash once and I fainted in the shower for a week. But
you understand what that is? He makes it like an off comment, and a lot of people that don't or have never had road rash or witnessed road rash or had somebody with road rash, they wouldn't really understand. If you have severe road rash, depending on the grade of it, so level 1, level 2, level 3, it's same thing with like a burn, okay? So road rash is a friction burn. Getting an actual burn from a flame is a thermal burn. There's still first, second, and third degrees, okay? First degree, it's going to be like a bad sunburn, okay? So it's still going to be kind of painful. You get some water on it, and that hurts, but it's tolerable. It's manageable. Second degree, ooh, baby, you ripped off some stuff, and now your nerve endings are exposed. Your nerve endings, the very sensitive parts of that. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's going to be so sensitive, and this is gonna sound disgusting, and it's gonna sound almost inappropriate. So no laughing in the room. Think about male genitalia. Think about female genitalia. The stuff that feels good, right? Those are nerve endings. That's how sensitive that is. Those are the nerve endings, and you've got 20, 30, 40, 50,000 nerve endings into the genitalia. But the thing is, you're not going to have the same amount in the skin and the flesh because, you know, some parts you can feel this, it's more sensitive versus this part. That's because there's less nerve endings here versus in here. But still having them exposed and having a foreign object, foreign substance hitting that nerve ending, very painful. And the fainting, the syncope episodes that he probably had, I don't think he's joking about that. Those syncope episodes can happen because of the amount of pain you're in just from having water hit you. That right there is an inconveniencing injury. That right there is a life-altering injury for whatever time it is. And that life-altering injury could result in you taking time off work, could result in you losing your job, could result in you never getting it fixed, and now you have permanent scarring, permanent everything, permanent stuff that's happening to you that's just going to alter your life. That could have been prevented or mitigated with full gear. So what he says is, you know, what's life ending? You know, it wouldn't kill you to do it, but it also might cause too many problems for you if you don't wear full gear. So I like the aspect. Remember, we're trying to figure out what we should get first, but my recommendation is always to get full gear.
But if you're gonna make do with anything, those Carhartt pants in your closet, that $15 leather jacket at the thrift store, they're the least risky areas to make a sacrifice.
That's what I like about this. So get a helmet, get boots, get gloves. If all you have is a crappy leather jacket and then some nice like pants, like maybe even just regular jeans, that's still better than wearing shorts and a short sleeve.
And if you hate sacrifices, then choose something with a CE-rated back pad for safety's sake. And this is the feature most often left out of motorcycle jackets, which is sickly ironic because it's the only one that has statistical relevance for saving your life.
Props to Icon, the company that consistently fills their jackets with full CE-rated armor, usually D3O, which must be expensive for them to buy because it's so soft for us to wear. This is the $250 Mesh AF, with AF meaning exactly what you think it means. Icon will be Icon.
Why choose a summer jacket for beginners? because they're considered secondary items and therefore priced lower. Which is funny because you can throw a rain shell over top of a summer jacket to make it work as your daily driver.
Exactly. I don't know why I figured this out years ago. Maybe a lot of people figured it out, but maybe it's because it's so hot here in Tucson. And when I first started riding in Yuma, where it's like 120 degrees average in the summertime, having a mesh jacket is so versatile. You can wear it in the summertime, still have the protection on the shoulders, elbows, back, and then sometimes even the chest. You can have that protection and the abrasion resistance that he's wearing right now, but you have the ventilation. And if it gets cold, just throw another jacket on top, or wear that, like I usually wear a hoodie underneath and then throw my motorcycle jacket over that. So now I have the warmth with the protection. It's not going to be the best because you still get the airflow going through, so it might actually be better to put a lot of things on over the jacket, the mesh jacket you're having. But this right here for a beginner, if you cannot afford multiple seasons of jackets or gloves or boots and all these different things, get mesh first, and then you can add these small little things like your normal jacket, like a normal jacket that you already have, throw that on. You still have the protection, and now you have the warmth.
Well, you can't really make an all-season jacket work in the summer. You already know what I'll say about this silver reflective colorway, so let me just say, thanks for watching.
Now, I don't know what he was going to say about the reflective coloring, maybe outside of what he said about the helmet, that multiple colors, especially bright ones, will give you more visibility. So I really wanted to point out how amazing this video is. I have it linked in the description. So it's that first video right there. He just came out with it today. So you probably, if you're subscribed to him, you probably saw it. But I absolutely love what Fortnite is doing. I love what all these new content creators are doing, or even the older ones like Yami Noob. He's coming up with some really good stuff for beginners, and he's making it educational and fun at the same time. But this right here is what I love, is that more people are starting to think about beginners from a beginner rider's mind. So my takeaway from all of this is, if you are a brand new rider, you're brand new, you're getting into it, you're barely getting to whatever it is, and you can't afford full gear, but you got the bike, maybe you got the class, you got all that stuff, and it's like, okay, what do I get first? So what he's saying is head injuries are really big. That's why he spent a lot of time on that segment. Head injuries are life-ending and easily life-altering. He didn't go too much into the actual types of brain injuries, so traumatic brain injuries. That stuff I go on my channel. He's doing something really good here, and he's talking about gear. Get yourself a quality helmet, ECE, the highest, the newest rated one. So like whatever the newest rating is, try to find one like that. ECE minimum helmet, full face. ECE minimum full face. That is the first thing you should get. And the great thing is a lot of ECEs out there, helmets, are priced really low. So you can find one for $130, and that's going to last you 5 years. Okay, do 5 times 12, 60 months. Divided by, $120. I mean, that's cheap per month for your safety. Now think about boots. Okay, you also want to have high calf boots or something that as high as you possibly can, especially as a beginner, because you're doing a lot of slow speed stuff. You're practicing. And it's very easy to go straight line and pick up speed and slow down. But the moment you have to turn at slow speeds, that's where a lot of beginners have problems. They're not really good on counterbalancing and friction zone and clutch control, and that's stuff we talk about on this channel. So you have a good chance of tipping the bike over at slow speed. So now your foot could possibly get caught, or you put your foot down and the rotational forces of everything moving could break an ankle, your tib fib, but then you fall down and maybe gently tap your hip, shoulders, head. So that's why having footwear is very important for beginners. So helmet, footwear, gloves. So when he's talking about falling down, so like you do slow speed, you fall down, you put your hands out. You don't want to rip up your hands, because then if you do that, how are you going to ride home? How are you going to work? A lot of you guys work with your hands, so what are you going to do? So that's why he's saying get gloves. So now we start going into the whole aspect. Okay, so that's the first process. Get a helmet, boots, gloves. Great. If that's all you can afford, get that. And then wear long pants, and then at least try to get a jacket. Whatever jacket you have. And that's going to be better than nothing, because the fatal injuries are typically going to be the head. The most common injuries are going to be the feet and hands. And then the least common is going to be the arms and then the legs, basically, how severe they could be, but still get full gear. So go out there and get a jacket, like he's saying, get a summer jacket that you can modulate into more of a winter all-season jacket with adding different layers. Same thing with pants. Get yourself a summer set of pants. I like my over pants, so that way I can put them over the boots if I wanted to, or put pants underneath and then put those on top, and those have protection in the hips and knees. So you start getting piece by piece by piece, and then those are good for you for 5 years unless they rip. That's the amazing part about it. So what do you really need? You need full gear. What should you get first? Helmet, boots. Helmet first for me, then boots, then gloves, then jacket, then legs. That's where I go with that. This is an amazing video. Thank you, Ryan for Fortnite for making this video. Very good. You guys need to watch it. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to do more of the stream. Let's do the rest of the stream. All right. So hope you guys like that. We got another hour. We are raising money for charity, guys. We are raising money for charity. You click that link in the chat. I do want to name off the people that did donate, and then also the people that became members. So Joshua became a member. Rob Dad Dog became a member. Bonnie, Lester, Andrew, Cassie became members. We had an anonymous donation with $20. Dave Bryce became a member. Anonymous with $100 at the beginning of the stream. That was absolutely insane. Anonymous with a 5. Big Cat Scrappy with a 5. Robert with a 5. Richard with a 20. Bill Golden, once again, baby. Thank you so much, man. With 18. Andrew with 5. So, guys, we are raising money for foster children today. So if you would like to, please do so. Donate, okay? So we're actually going to get out of this. We're going to do what we typically do. And I'm actually going to change. Let's go ahead and change the name of today's stream since we went over that. So let's do let's not laugh at these motorcycle crashes. It's something simple. We'll also change the thumbnail. Let's see. There we go. So we have a whole new everything. That way people can get in and out for what they wanted to. So thank you guys so much for being a part of the gear discussion. But it looks like we got some new members, so we got to take them to the lounge, guys. Let's go to the lounge real quick. Hey, you guys thought this was just a normal YouTube channel. Oh no, baby. This is not something normal. We have the best damn, there you go, online motorcycle community in the world. And we're trying our best to be safe riders. We're trying our best to be the best community and something that the public can look at and say, you know what? I like motorcyclists. You know what? I like that guy. Wait, what is he a part of? It's not the Hells Angels. It's not this and that. No, it's the DDFM crew. And that's what we're doing here, guys. We're raising money just like we would if we were going to be going on a charity ride, but we can't because of the stupid COVID. Yeah, exactly. So what we're doing is we're doing this online thing. We got this firehouse right here and we're going to keep making it better and better, but join the best damn online motorcycle community. Grab yourself a burrito because, man, it's an early day. So we got to get back to class. All right. It's Rookie. Hey, Rookie, can you grab me one? Come on, give me a burrito. Bring one to class for me. Yeah. So we're gonna watch some motorcycle crashes now. All right. Oh. This is 99 Lives, baby. I love his editing. All right. Whoa! That's scary. Okay. I guess that's the title of today's video. Running from police on a four-wheeler. Oh, wait, 9 minutes of extreme... Oh, we're not watching 9 minutes, guys. Oh, we're not watching 9 minutes. So I guess he got away. Okay, there you go. End of story. Moving on. Whoa! See, cops do this to motorcyclists because motorcyclists like to run. That's a negative viewpoint on motorcycles and motorcycle riders. Like cops default to this. I really don't want that to be the case. See? 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 Like, why post it? So ghetto droning, why post it? Look at the speed wobbles. Look how he goes in second gear to 100 miles an hour too quickly, and look at the speed wobbles. There it is. You got a little bit of a speed wobble. Yeah, they got your shit blocked. But they also don't want to kill you, so they're not gonna like do it too much. See, this to me isn't cool. Oh. So that like those two first videos are not like they're not cool. They're not cool to me. They're entertaining to watch. But at the end of the day, they're not. It's like I don't want that to be a part of what I do and what you guys do. Does that make sense? So don't do it. Let the people that naturally are inclined to do it for us and we can watch, but don't be a part of that. And it's going to be an uphill battle for me because I really want cops not to treat us like that. Thank you, Anonymous, with a $5 donation. I really do appreciate it. All right, this is where you practice your slow speed maneuvers. Oh, we got more cops. Okay. Is that all today? I think so. That's fine. We'll watch a little bit. We got a little educational at the beginning. We're going to watch some not so educational right now. Ooh. Oh, look at that. See how it's wobbling? You got to be careful with the road surfaces. This is so dangerous. So dangerous. Yeah, because he didn't want you to die. I've done an after action review on this one. Wait, no, not this one. Never mind. High risk, no reward. High risk, no reward. In my eyes. In my eyes.
Not good. Not good. That's the worst thing that could have just happened right now.
Yep. Hey, this guy's got almost 7,000 subscribers. Oh, is he a moto cop with a Is he a cop? Whoa, cop's point of view. Cop's point of view. Guys, we raised halfway through for the charity. We raised half the money. We're trying to raise $3,000. We just raised $1,500. Woo! All right, let's have some fun. Let's just watch these. There you go. Turns on his siren. That's a lot of skill. This cop has to have a lot of skill. Found an escape path. Good, 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 good. Looking both ways. Good acceleration, primary control. Look at that, finding different paths. I love it. I love it. Real quick. While this guy's going, let's go back just a little bit. While this guy's going, I want you to realize, I understand he's chasing somebody. But here's the thing. If you're ever in a situation, all of a sudden you have to maneuver because somebody took your position, look at what a motorcycle, this is a big motorcycle. There you go. This is a big motorcycle. Look at all the little positions he's able to take. Every time he moves in and out of traffic, think of it in the terms of not we're chasing somebody, but think of it in the terms of he's finding an escape path. He went into here, found an escape path. He went in here, found an escape path. What does he have to do with his hand? Is he having his primary controls have to do this, have to do this, have to do this, have to do this? What does he have to do? This is like what I was talking about with the football players, American football players with CTE and brain injuries. These guys right here, you have to have a ton of skill to navigate all these different hazards, and you have to have a ton of situational awareness, and he is doing an amazing job. With that context, I want you guys to see it from that viewpoint. We're going to watch it again. Okay, I want you to see it from the viewpoint of this guy is having to go through an escape path, remove that idea, find the next one, find the next one, find the next one, find the next one, while situationally aware, while doing this, while doing that. Love it.
That's the worst thing that could have just happened right now.
Maybe, Scarlett. Yeah, this is amazing, guys. So just watch. With the context of this guy's finding escape paths like crazy. What's up, Miles? How you doing, baby? All right, now I'll shut up. Yeah, Angel Crisis, they have to. It's because their life depends on it. You guys should be training because your life depends on it. The difference between a cop, see, look at escape paths, escape paths, escape paths. Look at the narrow area that he can go through as an escape path. Look at escape path. I got to swerve left. Boom, swerve left. Okay, keep going. I got a good lane position. Can't see very well. At this point, we are just in the zone. Okay, where's an escape path? Where can I go? Where can I go? Where can I go? I think I can make this. Boom, got it. All right, next one, next one, next one, next one. Watch out for the pedestrian. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Look at it from that perspective. If he can do it, you can do it. So to get back to why cops are training because their life depends on it, your life depends on it, you should be training. But the difference between a cop and you is that they're doing it because other people's lives depend on it. So they have a higher purpose of why they train. Same thing with fire, definitely with military and police. At least that's the mentality they should have. See, he doesn't care. His bike, he drops the bike, doesn't care because his goal is that right there. This is exciting. I love it. I love it. Uh-oh. Side of the vehicle.
Nigga, did you know that I can see you?
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, but now you're using it for a different reason.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He on X.
Yep, no headlights. Imagine hitting something. Oh, he's getting close to stuff. See the hazard you put yourself in with no visibility? And this was all started because of mentality. So you have zero visibility, all these different factors for a crash and close call, but it all starts with the mentality. Yeah, I can't see anything either. Over $1,500 raised for Arizona foster children, guys. Click that donation link in the chat. Click it. Donate $5, $2, whatever it is you can do. What's up, PDX Squid? How you doing?
Hello? Hello? Oh, I'm at my friend's house. I know, I'm coming home. Alright, bye.
Oh, shoot. Alright. The next one we'll go over real crashes and stuff. Become a member today, everybody. Click that join button. What's up, David? How you doing? Good job, 99 Lives. No wonder you're kicking ass. All right, we're going to watch some stupid, crazy, and angry people versus bikers. Bikers in Trouble, episode 934. That's a lot.
What a lovely day!
All right, now we're going to go over some stuff. Let's get the little drawing kit out. Woo! Watch out, closing in on you, Slow down. There you go. There it is.
State Highway 121, Wadsworth Parkway to US 287, State Highway 128. Turn right on Wadsworth Parkway.
You couldn't get behind me? Huh? It's working, but I mean, you got right in front of me. You couldn't wait for me to go by you?
You don't have no audience right behind you, bro.
I know, so you could have gone behind me instead of cutting me off like that. Come on, man.
Bruh.
All
right, so there it is. No matter what you do, when you talk to somebody afterwards, like you feel the inclination to tell them, hey, I'm going to educate you on this problem, they don't really care. It's not even 50-50. It's not even 50-50 that you actually do some good. It's almost like 10% of the time they will listen to you. The other 90, it's like you can get yourself hurt. So let's go back to this real quick. I want to go ahead and focus on some of the things that we always talk about on this channel. All right, so he's already noticing it. You notice how he was first looking over here, and then now all of a sudden the angle of the camera is looking at that. Why do you think that? James Telford, woo! Welcome to the crew, baby. Why do you think he's looking this way? Because the guy was originally going a certain speed and is not going fast to get up there. Now, why do you think this guy wants to come over here? Crew, what do you think? What do you think? Well, it's because of this guy right here. This guy is going too slow. And we already know after the fact, and that's the point of these after action reviews, is kind of knowing before, during, and after so we can modulate and figure out a solution for us next time. So the reason why he wants to switch over is because of this right here. He wants to exit. So that tells me, with the information present, that if I am getting close to an exit and I'm in the right lane and I see somebody kind of over here in the left lane slowing down just a little bit, more than likely, they're going to come over and want to go to that exit because he can't go past this vehicle because it's too big and he's going to get too close. He's going to cut off a big vehicle before he can get to the exit. I know a lot of you guys drive. I know a lot of you guys see this. I know a lot of you guys already do this. I know a lot of you, if you're driving and you have this big vehicle right here and you have your exit right here, instead of gunning it to get around to go to the exit, what you're typically going to do is just slow down just a little bit and then cut across behind a big vehicle like this so that you can go to your exit. I know a lot of you guys already do that naturally. So now that we can think about it, we can modulate ourselves and figure out a solution for us as the motorcyclist of what's happening. Same thing with car drivers. Like if you're driving a car, you could do the same thing here. Okay, so now we're seeing that he's doing this. The motorcycle rider notices a change in the pattern of what they're doing. You already see him going. You already see him going from like over here, and these are the original tire marks. And now his tires are right here and right here. So that means he's getting closer and closer to that line to get over. Once you see that, you should go into orange stage. Once you see this guy getting this close and he's about to go over this line right here, what you should do as a motorcycle rider is decelerate. So how do you do that in a safe way and not a panic way? Something that won't cause you to really, crash the bike is just your wrist, rotate it, and roll off just a little bit. That's going to make you go back further. It's going to increase the space for this guy to get in. And then when you increase the space for this guy to get in, what's going to happen is that if you roll off the throttle and go back, you're going to have a better space cushion. This is the space cushion right here. You're going to have a better space cushion when the moment he actually gets in. There's a lot that goes into it, but this comes naturally. I'm just explaining what naturally happens or what you should be doing naturally.
Exit right to State Highway.
So at this point, the reaction of this right here is not what we should be doing. The reaction is we don't have a good space cushion. We have an escape path, right? We have escape paths if we have to, but that means I only have this much time to react. If this guy slams the brakes, if his brake lights pop on, I have milliseconds within the space cushion to make the decision to swerve. I want a big space cushion. I want a big space cushion so it buys me time to react if I have to. If I have a big enough space cushion, let's go ahead and erase this guy. Let's erase the car. Let's remove the car completely. Okay, if I have just this big vehicle right here, this right here is my space cushion. That gives me enough time to swerve if I had to. If this is the following distance I want with this car. But since he took it, what I have to do, since I can't make him go forward and increase my space cushion, because I don't have control over the driver, what I need him to do is just do what he's doing, and I need to roll off the throttle to increase this right here. I need to roll off the throttle to increase that. I'm taking my safety in my own hands. I cannot trust this guy to do it for me.
121 Wadsworth Parkway to US 287, State Highway 128. Turn right on Wadsworth Parkway.
You couldn't get behind me?
Slatton with the $50 donation, baby. Oh, thank you so much, man.
I mean, you got right in front of me. You couldn't wait for me to go by you? I know, so you could have gone behind me instead of cutting me off like that. Come on, man.
Bruh.
All right.
Oh, way too close. All right, so we're going to go over some of those things. They're all the same problem. It's all the same problem, but it happened multiple times during the situation. All right, so right away, I want you guys to see this. You have this big line of people. Okay, you have this big line of I can't draw. You have this big line of people. Okay, everyone in this area is that line I'm talking about. What we have here is an open lane. Okay, if you're, hey, Mr. Mjolnir, welcome. That's a big open lane. If you were driving a car, if you were driving any of these cars, what do you think you would want to do if it was going slower than this car? You'd switch lanes. So now that you understand that, if you are speeding or lane filtering through all of that, just be aware that at any moment this person could go this way, this way, this way. Any moment you can have that problem. Any moment. So be very careful. That's exactly what happens. So you have the horn. You have the horn. Angel Crisis, Scarlett, can you take care of that in the lounge? The horn is a wasted movement. The horn is a wasted movement in this part. The only thing that saved him is that braking. Watch. Horn, 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 horn. Okay, now I got to brake. So the total stopping distance is perception, reaction, braking. At no point does it say perception, reaction, horn, then brake. Remove that braking out of it. So he finally stopped. Thanks, Scarlett. So we now solved that problem. Look ahead and see if there's going to be a new one. Same thing there. Same thing here. So we're having the same problem consistently. This lane is not moving very fast. This lane is. So you're going to have a lot of people switching lanes. So be very careful. That's one of the problems. That's a con of lane filtering. Same thing here. So this guy moved from this lane because he has to merge, right? He's going to go in this lane. But one of the scary things is that this lane that we're in is moving faster than the lane that he's currently in. So he has a good opportunity to keep going. So in this situation, go ahead and roll off the throttle just a little bit. Be prepared to move if you have to. That's fine. You don't need to see the captions. Same thing. This lane, not moving. This lane is. We're switching over. Same thing. The thing is, it's going to happen day in, day out. What is it that you want to react to? Do you want to be, comfortable, calm, collected? Okay. So understand this is going to happen. So know how to solve that problem. And then you won't be agitated. And now your mindset is not craziness. Oh, we saw this yesterday. Good on him. I wanted everybody to give him a good clap, but also be aware that you don't have to intervene if you don't feel like it's safe to do so for yourself. But that's where training comes in, right? If you're a trained fighter or if you trained in this aspect, you'll feel comfortable.
Tu le laisses tranquille, t'as vu son âge, t'as vu ton âge, t'as vu son âge. Casse-toi. T'es malade, tu te casses. Ça va, monsieur? N'inquiète pas.
David with the $5 donation to the charity. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it. Oh, side of the vehicle. Watch out. A lot of hazards. There's definitely one right there. He's doing a good job. There's nothing to say about that. Side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. Good job handling it. Wait a second. Matt, are those legal? Can you carry a rocket launcher? No? Okay. Guys, you cannot carry rocket launchers on your motorcycle. Okay? All right. So right away, side of the vehicle. Right now, it's not a problem. If we just freeze frame, it's not a problem. We got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in the 5th lane for him to do that. Okay? Not a big deal. So yellow stage, I noticed it. Okay? Possible hazard, maybe orange. Definitely now. He's maneuvering. Okay, so what he's supposed to be doing is going into the first available lane. Okay? That's what he's supposed to do. I don't trust people. I don't. So at this point, I'm starting to do like the mental math. You know, if a train leaves from here going this miles per hour, if the train leaves from here, when are they going to intersect if they're certain miles away? That's the whole concept here. It's the whole concept here. So like when he's pulling out, am I going to be kind of in that same area when he gets to the first available lane? You know, what's going to happen here? So at this point, what you could do is either accelerate or decelerate. If you're already going the speed limit, accelerating brings its own risks, you know, consequences of legalities. So maybe that's not the best option. But there's no real legal problem for rolling off the throttle for a couple seconds and then getting up to speed, right? So the best thing that you could do in this situation is reach for that front brake, maybe roll off a little bit, and keep an eye on this guy. This guy right here is making me go into orange stage. Hit the button. Whoa, that's okay. Hit the button. So at this point, I don't like it. At this point, I don't like this guy right here. I really don't like this guy. It looks like his nose is pointed towards this, and it looks like he's getting close. So this is about the area where we're going to intersect, which it happens because then we escape this way. So what I'm doing here is at this point, I'm either going to accelerate to get way ahead. So I'm going to accelerate to try to get way up here, or I'm going to decelerate and try to maintain a position back here. That's all I'm going to be doing. And I'm just going to be watching. I'm in orange stage right now. So right here, the motorcycle rider felt the need to go in red stage, and I think he made a great choice because this guy is still not pointed the right way. So look at the nose. Look at the nose. It looks like it's still pointed this way. So it looks like we're going into our lane. If his nose was more pointed, kind of like, let's do this. If his nose was more pointed like that, like towards this arrow or towards this spot versus this spot, I'd feel more comfortable. And you can see that in the tires. The tires would be more rotated this way. Right now, the tires are rotated straight. So that means he's going towards us. So tires are a great clue, but that's something that you'll pick up a little bit more advanced with your situational awareness. So he did an escape. He went this way. Just realize, what do vehicles take up? They take up roughly, here's a tire and here's a tire. So you still have like this little gap right here to use. So let's go ahead and use that in a different color. You still have this gap. You don't have to shoot for the sidewalk and go off-road and hit a tree. You don't have to. You could possibly shoot for this little gap because a typical car driver is not going to keep going and then go onto the grass, right? No. This truck driver, car driver is going to go and want to go this way. So what his tires are going to do, let's say max, it's going to be that much, and that leaves you this much. So don't feel like you need to go crazy with your escape paths. You don't need to go crazy with your swerves. You just have to do a little tippity tap and find an escape. Now, let's go look for it a little bit more. No. I wanted to show you guys. Why'd you pull out the grenade launcher? Oh, look at that. See, like sometimes I'm wrong. Look at this guy. He is not paying attention. But with deceleration and possible swerving into the bike lane, what I really wanted to show you was this bike lane indicator. Okay, so the bike lane is meant for a bicycle. What do you think a motorcycle is? It's the bicycle. It's two wheels, but with a motor. That's what it is. You can fit in that area. Now, this guy, like, I didn't realize it because of the freaking bazooka, is that he went really far. So he would have cut you off. He would have cut you off. But the thing is, I really want you to see that there's a bike lane. Use that bike lane as an escape path. That gives you more room than lane filtering. So you can use that. That is like a bicyclist, or that is like a motorcyclist emergency lane. Treat it like a bicycle in a motorcyclist emergency lane. Think about it. That right there is exactly what I'm talking about. This guy right here just was not paying attention. But if you decelerated, let's go back just a little bit more. So if you decelerated at this point, he would have gone in front of you past, he would have passed your travel, or he went in your path of travel. He would have done all that stuff. That's fine. But you would have decelerated, increased your space cushion. And then if you had to go into that lane, you still would have been further away. It's not just like, hey guys, one or the other. I'm going to swerve. Boom, done. No, it's, you might have to swerve, decelerate. So now you're doing almost two different directions, right? You're going backwards and to the side. So you might have to do both, or you accelerate and swerve. So now you're going to the side and up. You're juking people. Think if you guys are good with American football, think about it as this is a defender and you're the guy with the ball. You're running back and you're just taking off. Do you just, all I'm going to do is swerve and then go? Or maybe at some points you're going to have to juke, but modulate your speed, slow down just a little bit, and then speed up to really get them out of there, right? You have to do multiple things. It's not like just pulling the throttle and now that's how you ride a bike or a motorcycle. No, there's the friction zone, there's the clutch, there's shifting with the throttle. Everything can be built upon. These emergency skills are not meant to be one or the other. They're meant to be one or the other, or using it in a combination. So we talk about trail braking sometimes, and I believe it's an advanced skill. It's because you still need to learn how to use throttle. You still need to be good with your clutch. You still need to be good with your front brake. You need to understand what your brakes can do. You need to understand what your throttle can do. And also, we're trail braking, so that means we're turning, so you need to be good at turning. You need to be good at this, and then you can add in trail braking. But trail braking isn't like, okay, well, I learned all this stuff, and now I'm just going to do trail braking. No, you learned all this stuff, and now you add trail braking if you need it. So you learn how to swerve, you learn how to emergency brake. Cool. Now you learn how to swerve with a little bit of brake pressure. Now you learn how to swerve with the throttle being slowly closed prior to it. Now you know how to swerve with increasing a little bit of throttle. Now you learn how to brake and then release a little bit of that brake pressure so you still have good traction, like a trail brake, right? And then you swerve. So there's advanced emergency moves. There's beginner emergency moves. I just want you to at least start the beginner stuff. I want you to start the beginner cornering stuff. And if you want to get those extra skills, be safer, right? Go take an advanced class. There's no way I can teach an advanced class online. There's zero way. I haven't found it yet. I can maybe change my mind in the future, but I haven't found it yet, so I'm not going to do it. I'm at least going to show you what it takes to have beginner skills. And that's something you could do online. But you need to go out there and get these classes done. Let's watch it all the way through and go to the next one. No, don't do it. No. Side of the vehicle. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Line of sight problem. Slow it down. Slow down. Non-issue. Non-issue.
Damn.
How's that a Moto Madness thing?
Oh, dude.
So here's the problem that I see when I'm riding. I see this all the time. And since I have the understanding, it's not a big deal. Write in the chat if you ever been in this situation and you understand that this is not a big deal, but because you understand what is going on. But real quick, I want to say thank you to Bonnie Porter for donating to Arizona foster children. Okay, remember we're trying to raise money for foster children this month. August is the Arizona Friends of Foster Children Foundation. Okay, we're raising money for that. 25 kids a day in Arizona alone are entered into foster care. That's crazy. Now, they probably go into a family's member or friends, It's a huge financial burden. Maybe the family can't afford another child, so then they don't buy a bike. They don't get really good school supplies. They don't buy clothes. They can't afford to put the kid in extracurricular activities. And that's fine because they're taking care of a kid when they need it. But the thing is, the Friends of Foster Children, the Arizona Friends of Foster Children Foundation, what they do is they buy bikes. They might get a viola for a person that wants to go into orchestra, but they can't afford it. They might get football gear, soccer gear, cleats and stuff for the kid that the foster kid that wouldn't normally be able to get into it. So it's literally, I call it funding fun, and that's actually what they came up with. And that is what we're raising money for. That's what we're raising money for. And it's a huge impact on the community. And this was recommended by Rainin, a chief here at the crew. So we're using that. We're doing that. So please donate $2, $1, $5, whatever it is you want to do. You're going to get shouted out because that's what we're doing today. Remember, guys, bikers are very generous. Let's keep that going. We usually do charity rides, but we're not doing that today. So right here, this is what I typically see. Okay, you look up right here. You see two vehicles wanting to turn, side of the vehicle. We talk about that all the time. But the one that is going to get into our path to travel, the reason why the person's getting the path of travel is, look at, you can't even see, you can barely see the white car behind that car. So if you can barely see it, that means the driver can barely see anything. They're not gonna be able to see anything. So that is gonna be a line of sight problem. Line of sight is that direct point of view as far as you can see. If I have my hands right here, my line of sight is only to here, okay? I can see around, but I can't see past my hand. That's a line of sight problem. And that's exactly what's happening with these vehicles right here. So we have a vehicle wanting to turn right. Not a big deal, right? Shouldn't be in our path of travel. But the vehicle that wants to turn left, because it's on the other side of the vehicle that wants to turn right, has a line of sight problem. That right there kind of gives me a little bit of heebie-jeebies. And that right there makes me go into orange stage. If you guys don't know what orange stage is up on the wall. We are all in the classroom, okay, guys? Orange stage is up on the wall. You specifically identified an interest or a potential hazard, okay? So you perceive the threat. You're ready to act. Now you're going to get ready to use your emergency skills if you have to. And that's what red stage is, okay? So, guys, sign in, hit that like button. You get credit for today's class. So that's going to be the biggest problem right there. And now we're actually going to see it play out. So right here, the driver turns right. Not a big deal, right? Looks like he's doing pretty good, but we have this guy. This is the potential hazard. And now we only have so much time to react. So if this person comes out like this, that means we have this much time of a space cushion. That's how much space cushion we have. So when we see this, take a look at what I said in the previous video. What is a motorcyclist's emergency lane? Okay, a motorcyclist's emergency lane is right here. Okay, if you had to, that's your escape path. That's your escape path. Okay, if you try to go left, you might run into this guy anyways, right? So you want to go to the right. So we have a good space cushion. This space cushion right here buys us time. It gives us time. So that's what we need. So if we see that this guy over here, this vehicle comes into our path of travel, into our space cushion, right? What we can do is swerve and then go that way into an escape path if we have to. Remember, that's only one option. What's another option? Let's see if we can maintain the space cushion. And the only way we could really do that, because we can't control what this car driver is wanting to do, the best thing we could do is roll off this throttle. Just kind of roll off and go back just a little bit. When I say go back, what that means is that you're still going forward, but you're not going forward as fast. So that's what you can do. But also, you notice real quick, this is why, I mean, I use Rockform. I absolutely love Rockform, the product, but there's a time and place to be messing around with stuff. When I'm filming my motovlogs, when I'm filming my things, I make sure I reduce as many hazards as possible, and one of them is my own distraction, which is going to be a phone mount. We have a cup. I mean, what is it that we're trying to do here, right? What is it we're trying to do here? Obviously, we're not drinking unless, we're stopped, right? But right here, we're riding and playing with the phone. Now, this is not the time and place to do it. Maybe the time and place to do it is at a stoplight. So if you want, go ahead and hit on your Cardo. Go ahead and hit, pause song if you don't want to like the song, or you're able to switch it. Or I believe Cardo has some voice commands that you can possibly switch the songs. But the thing is, now's not the time, because we should be in a hazardous orange stage zone. That right there is the important thing, okay? If you do want to have a rock form mount, which I absolutely love, I'm actually, this whole time I've been playing with the pop socket adapter. You know, I've been playing around with my, see, pop socket adapter. Rock form mount, love it. Code DanDan25 for 25% off. But the thing is, you should not be playing with your phone, even with a rock form right now.
Whoa, dude! What the?
It's a non-issue at that point. Non-issue. We maintain our space cushion. So, yeah, you could be upset and be like, oh, man, what the... But don't be like, well, this is typical, and now I'm going to send it in, and now I'm going to be famous. That's not the case. This is almost a non-issue. We have a good space cushion right here. This is a good space cushion. Now, if we have to, we can escape to this way. If we have to, we can lane filter and escape to that way. We can roll off the throttle in that way. We're pretty good. We can brake in this distance at this speed. We could do anything and everything we want. So now that solves my problem, now that I have all those things, I'm not worried. I'm not scared anymore. And now my day is great.
Total madness. Dang.
Yeah, PDX Squid. Yeah, I love them. I love it. That's on them. That's on them. Joe Myfie, thank you for the donation. Coffee sounds good.
You're really close, and you went on the wrong way. You went against the traffic.
It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you say. You're not changing anybody's minds. I'm serious, you're not. Don't take it upon yourself to change somebody's mind. You should be over here trying to protect yourself, and that's it. That's it. We have already too much shit that we have to take care of. That is outside of your scope of concern. Your major thing, the thing that you can control, is your own safety. Focus on that. Don't care about anybody else. If they did something stupid, if you feel inclined to do something and influence their behavior, call the cops. That will influence their behavior. You got it on video. Call the cops saying they almost hit you. Influence their behavior with a ticket. You saying something is not going to do anything. If anything, it's going to put you in more danger. And on top of that, you're going to be agitated. And now guess what? The rest of your ride is ruined. And now you have this mindset of being pissed off. What do you guys typically do when you're pissed off and you're riding? You go a little too fast. You take a little more risks. You start doing all these different things, all because somebody cut you off and they went on with their day like it was nothing, but it caused you to have a worse day the rest of the day. Okay? Think about that. Think about that.
What are you doing?
That's what I'm talking about right there. Exactly, Greg.
What are you doing?
He's they went from there to here. What do you think? Side of the vehicle. Side of the vehicle right there. That's the moment you can perceive and start reacting. It looks like he did. He started rolling off the throttle, started applying the brakes. The thing is, if you're going so fast for your vehicle that you wouldn't be able to stop within this distance. Let's go ahead and use a different color so you can see it a little bit better. Let me know if you guys like the drawing. I love it. It makes it more... Okay, we got to get rid of that. Let's do red. There we go. Can you guys see that better? All right, so let's just do this. You know what? I forgot. I can make it wider. So we have this much distance. That right there is our total stopping distance if we perceived right now. So we have perception, reaction, braking distance equals total stopping distance. If you're going so fast that you cannot stop within the total stopping distance that is allowed to you, it's not what you can do, it's what is given to you. If you can't stop, you're going too fast. You're going too fast. Now, maybe the reason why he can't stop very well is because maybe he only has a rear brake. Maybe there's a front brake too. I don't know. Maybe is it utilized? Is it progressive brake pressure? Is it good fundamental skills that is going to allow you to stop within this distance like a normal person, or is somebody that's untrained not be able to stop in time? Is that the case? How are you going to know that for yourself? You go out and practice. Practice, practice, practice. What's one of the best ways to get practice? Taking a class. Take a motorcycle safety class. What's the cheapest way? Go into a parking lot and practice yourself, which I do have on my website, DDFMcrew.com. The links are all in the description, guys. There's also other people that do motorcycle training in parking lots. You know, you got Jerry Palladino, very good coach. Jerry Palladino, the moto coach or the motor. Somebody, I forgot his slogan, guys. I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm sorry. I remember your name. Don't get mad, Jerry. Come on, sit down, please. No. Can somebody tell me what the nickname is? Jerry. Anyways, there's other people out there that can provide some stuff, but we also have it on the DDFM crew. But that's your total stopping distance.
What are you doing?
He didn't use any of that front brake, if he even has one. So remember, your braking power is mostly on the front, right? It's mostly on the front. You're right, Smokey McPot. We come to these classes 4 days a week, right? He didn't even utilize the front brake if he even has one. So that tells you maybe we shouldn't be going that fast on a bike that only has one brake. It looks like he has it honestly looked like he had a brake. I mean, that looks like a brake reservoir right there, right? Am I mistaken? That looks like a brake reservoir. I mean, we got a throttle cable. Looks like we got another, that looks like the starter. Maybe these are just throttle cables. I don't know. What's that big bulge right there? Anybody with a bike like this? I don't know it too intimately. But if that's the case, if he doesn't have a brake and he only has the rear brake on the foot, then we shouldn't be going this fast.
What are you doing?
Oh, we got pulled pork, man. Don't worry. Yeah, I don't know why he's not using the brake. If that's a brake, why is he not using it? Guys, we got 4 new members today. Join up, be a crew member, get the uniform. Look at that. Look at that. Become a member today, baby. I got this shirt off of Teespring, guys. I'm wearing... Whoa! Bro! Become a member today. It's $2. It's only $2 to become a member.
Yeah, the fuck, look what you've done! Thanks so much. No, look what you've done! What have I done? Knock your thing off. Get that goes back on, didn't you? Can't you just watch out when you're reversing? How can I see you, knobhead? You saw me, I was...
If you cannot see me, why are you backing up?
No, I didn't. There was a car behind me. I've got 2 wing mirrors. I haven't got one in there yet. No, it's on camera. It's on camera. It's on camera. What? You will see what I'm going to do about it. You will see what I'm going to do. You will see what I'm going to do about it. You will see what I'm going to do about it. You will see what I'm going to do about it.
If the other guy was using the brake on that dirt bike, he wasn't using it very well. Or those are terrible brakes.
I got your registration. I got you now. On camera. Good. Good. Park up behind. I left there enough space, man. Look, you have enough space. You have enough space. But you have
There we go. What happened? Nighttime. Look at the headlights. They're barely even working if they are at all. Side of the vehicle, 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 side of the vehicle. Good job. There you go. Joe, baby. Woo! Welcome to the crew.
And look!
Michael, Joe Mifey, thank you. Michael, I was 11-year firefighter, and I modulate a lot of the safety that we had to take very seriously as a firefighter, and I'm translating it to the motorcycle world to keep you guys safe, and that's what I do here. So just notice right away, nighttime, your headlights aren't doing a very good job. You can barely even see, and I get a lot of it has to do with the sensors and everything with the camera. Our eyes are way better than these cameras, so we could see better with our eyes, but just realize this is typical right here. Yeah, Otto Carl, doesn't it make you appreciate my nice little voice that I got? All right, so at nighttime, when we do side of the vehicle, the best way to see the side of the vehicle at nighttime is you're going to see a couple things, okay? You're going to see like the front headlight right there, and then you're going to see the tail light. Now, those things are going to move in conjunction, okay? So when they move in conjunction, it allows you to really see what the type of vehicle is and if it's going to be in your direction. He's got tumors on his head. It allows you to see everything. So if you see a brake light and a headlight move at the same like pace, then that's going to tell you that that's the side of the vehicle at night. And if you notice, it's harder to see it at night, right? That's one of the hazards. That's one of the hazards when you're riding at night is that you're going to have poor visibility. So if you have poor visibility and you can't react in time, right now this is your space cushion. At night, if you can't see this guy very quickly, well, guess what? This space cushion needs to be bigger and bigger and bigger because the space cushion is going to allow you to figure out escape paths if you have to or if you need to stop in between everything. Okay, space cushions are very important. See you later, Travis. But once this guy got into the path to travel, you start finding escape paths, and he did a good job. He slowed down and swerved. You could just hear the engine RPMs, right? That's him rolling off the throttle. Sorry, I have to get coffee. So the thing is, you don't have to emergency stop. You don't have to swerve across lanes. You just have to roll it off a little bit and move it a little bit. Not a big deal. That's it. That's it. Did good. Now, he's going 72 in Maryland. So don't you think, I mean, look at it, 71 right there. Don't you think that might be a bad thing for the conditions involved? I'm pretty sure it's not the speed limit there. But don't you still think that's a bad thing for the conditions involved? Who knows? If somebody pulls out, you don't have less time to react now. Good braking in a corner. Doesn't matter why they're stopped. It's just that you stopped. It's not a tumor. I'll get to the chopper. You're probably going slow. Goozy gang, glad you're here, man. Yeah, but John, we're not in the locker room. We're in the class right now. Side of the vehicles. see what happens here. So green light. Oh, watch a roadster. Okay, good. It's a shadow. All right, good space cushions all around. Where's gonna be the side of the vehicle? Where is it? There it is, baby. Slow down, swerve. Okay, did what you had to do. Get out of there. How fast are we going? Ah, you gave me a headache. We're gonna end today's stream with a quiz. We're ending today's stream with a quiz. Okay, this is 32 miles an hour. 40. 56 miles per hour. Is there a speed limit sign somewhere? There it is. Whew. All right. 40 miles an hour. And I just saw it go 56. So almost 20 over. And this looks like Arizona. This is like Arizona architecture. So that is close to criminal speeding right away. That is a legal consequence. I don't care about the legal consequences. You guys can speed all you want. My only concern is that if you do speed, it's going to reduce the amount of time you have to react. It's going to reduce the perception of car drivers of you. Okay? And Brian already freaking called it out. I was going to give you guys other factors. I was going to talk about speeding, and I was going to talk about basically a lowering of your perception reaction time as a possible factor for a close call or crash. But Brian over here says shadow in front of the bike, which means the sun is directly behind and possibly to see a bike blown by the sun. So it's very hard to see a bike basically blown out by the sun, okay? So very good. So let's go ahead and name some other factors here. So we got the sun. So you notice how this is what he's talking about right here. So you see the shadow? So if the shadow's hitting our back going that way, where do you think the person that needs to merge is looking? The person is looking towards the sun. So that's going to blind the driver. So when you see that you have sun to your back, maybe you shouldn't speed. Maybe you shouldn't be too upset that somebody cut you off, because everyone makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. So it's not the biggest of deals when somebody comes out. It's a good thing to know why they did it, so you know what to do to prevent it, or so you just don't get angry when it happens to you. You know what I mean? All right, so moving forward. So he's going to go too fast. Okay, there it is. And he started, look, he rolled off the throttle as soon as I was able to point it out. There's the vehicle. And then look at this. He rolled off the throttle. That's terrible. I'm terrible with these Vs. Look at that. I can't even get it. Come on. There it is. Whatever. Nathaniel. Woo! Welcome to the crew, baby. Thank you so much for joining. He rolls off the throttle as soon as he sees this. Okay, so that is the moment he perceived and reacted. Perceived and reacted. Okay, so since he perceived and reacted, how much stopping distance do we have? Let's make it more realistic. We got like up to here and here. That's our total stopping distance right there. Now, it wouldn't be too bad at 40 miles an hour, but it's increased in order to stop at 60. Okay, it's increased at for 60. Let's see what. There we go. What are we at? Oh, never mind. We're going 75. We're going 75, guys. 75 and a 40. Almost double the speed limit. This is criminal speeding. This is definitely going to impact his financial stability with tickets and maybe impounding of the bike. You have all these other negative consequences with breaking the law. I'm not a motorcycle cop. I modulate everything I do based off of firefighting, which is I don't care who you are, what you do, how things happen. If you're hurt, I'm going to take care of you. I want to prevent accidents with you too. Part of firefighting is fire prevention. So part of what we do here is prevention of accidents. So going 75, I don't care what legal consequences you have with that. I care that it's going to reduce your total stopping distance, or it's going to increase your total stopping distance, but it's going to reduce the amount of time you have to actually make a decision. That's where I'm scared. That's what I don't want to see with you guys. I don't care if you get a ticket or not. I don't care if you get caught or not. I really don't. What I like is that he rolled off the throttle. Okay, he sees the hazard right there. Very good, but we should not be going that fast. Okay, didn't even try slowing down. We're going, it's very difficult to see because of the shadow. So 72 miles per hour. It looks like he's going 72 miles per hour. We rolled off 3 miles per hour. Not very good. Not good enough. All right, so this guy's going to come into our path of travel because he's supposed to go into what? The first available lane. Okay, so he should be going into this lane right here, and we are traveling this way, and we're going to collide with him. That's a no bueno situation. Nathaniel with a $20, baby, donation to foster children. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. So right here, path of travel violation, we're going to connect. What options do we have? Well, by the time we get to this, we don't know because we don't know if this guy's going to be out of this area. So I don't know if swerving to the left is going to be good. Swerving to the right is going to be decent, but we also have this new hazard because once we get into this lane, guys, now this is our new path of travel, and this guy's in it. He's in our way. So we don't have enough trail braking or braking distance or good anything to be able to make this turn. I'm just going to keep doing this to make this turn, so that's not going to be a good option. So all we can do is hopefully decelerate and then swerve and go down this way and then hopefully navigate this issue. But it all started with this. It all started with that. We probably could have slowed down just enough and then maybe just switched lanes like it was nothing if we were going the speed limit, okay? So if you're concerned that this type of stuff happens to you, just realize if you don't speed almost double the speed limit in the area you're at, you have a better chance to react. But that's all he had to do. Look at that. And when I say that's all he had to do quite a bit. So he had to go and swerve here, but then he's like, oh crap, this guy's here, so I gotta do something else. I gotta swerve. Oh crap, I gotta go over here and do that. So you're actually doing not one, but 2 swerves. Hopefully, and here's the thing. It's like, oh, I could do that. Swerve is not a big deal. We have the perfect conditions for this swerve. If it was windy, how much wind do you think it would take to get all this sand onto the road? What happens if there's a bunch of sand on the road? Brian, Ganelia, welcome. What happens if there was all this sand in the road? You could do the first swerve like it's nothing. What about the second swerve? Be like Brian and become a member today. It's $2 to be a rookie. You got to clean the bathrooms, though. Guys, this is what I'm talking about. Right now, the only factor that contributed to the, or some of the factors that contributed to the crash, we got the speed. We got this guy. That's pretty much it, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. And then we got the sun. We got the sun in the eyes of this car driver. But what happens if it was windy and there's a bunch of dust right here? You swerve and you try swerving left, you're going to dump the bike, go into the back of the vehicle, or hit your head on this curb. And it all started where? It all started there. You know, what is this? It all started there. And then it was translated because your hand, which is this. Mentality, guys. We're on motorcycles. We should have fun, but we should not be going crazy. There's hotkeys. I like clicking. I'm a clicker. Plus, I got hotkeys for all the other stuff. I don't want to accidentally, end the stream by clicking a hotkey.
Okay, that's interesting.
We'll just watch the rest until the end of the stream, guys, until the end of the class. But, guys, please become members today. It's $2 a month. It helps out the channel. It allows me to get this fancy pen.
Okay. Hey, calm down. Calm down. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Look, guy. Look, mate. Look, mate. Calm down. Relax. Sit down. Dude. Seriously, just... Mate. Just leave. Just leave. Yeah, sit. Calm down. Calm down and drive away.
We already saw this one. We'll just watch it again. We'll finish off the video. Woody, thank you so much. We got that close. Like, we did that. All right, we already saw that video. We already saw all that. Everybody come meet me into the garage real quick.
Guys, we're gonna end the stream real soon. Let's go. Hey, get that. There you go. We're gonna end the stream real soon. I just want to say real quick. I know a lot of you guys are beginner riders and you don't have a lot in terms of like gear and even a bike. But we are giving away a motorcycle, guys. We are giving away a motorcycle. We're giving away the Honda CBR 300R with ABS. It's 2019 model. And a way to do that is links in the chat. Matt says it right there. And you click that link, it's going to take you and give you all the rules and regulations and everything. But we're giving it away. Whoever's going to win is going to get it shipped to them. And we're picking the winner at the beginning of October, guys. So it's coming up real quick. What is it? August? Mid-August? We got basically a month and a half left until we're going to give this motorcycle away. Okay, you get my ebook for free. My beginner ebook, beginner guide to motorcycle riding. It's going to tell you everything about what you need for gear. It's going to tell you a lot about, what kind of bikes there are. It's going to tell you about, what to look for and all these different things, the importance of it. You're going to get it for free if you sign up to enter to win this. We're going to do more and more and more. We're looking into possibly getting a beginner gear giveaway. We're also looking at maybe adding in a second bike. So the only way you can do that is the more people we get in to the giveaway, the more it's going to pretty much buy the next bike. It's going to buy 2 bikes. It's going to buy gear. Maybe we get some sponsors that will sponsor some gear. But either way, enter to win right there. But with that said, I want to end today's stream on a good note. I want to say you guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you for participating in the chat. Thank you so much for basically wanting to be smart riders. This is a huge first step for you guys. You wanting to actually be here and learn. Hopefully be entertained just a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, keep it down, rookies. But we got to have some fun, right? Let's go ahead and give away a motorcycle. Yeah. Enter to win. Links in the chat. I'll be seeing you guys around. Rookies, you need to clean up everything. Come on. Yeah, even the new ones. Come on. You guys ate like all the burritos. Seriously, I only get one? Serious? Oh, Scarlett, you saved some for me? Hell yeah. Rookies, I'm sorry. I got a little upset. I'm a little hangry right now. But, yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, start cleaning up. Are we still live? Area code, can you check and see if we're still live? Yeah, rookies, start getting everybody else out of the classroom. Okay, who wants to play Fall Guys with me? I'm having a ton of fun. Call of Duty? Okay. All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to change out my uniform because I want to get comfy. Yeah. Oh, are you kidding me? I had a booger the whole time sticking out. Why didn't anybody say anything?
Why didn't anybody say anything? Rookie, stop playing around in the bathroom and clean it. Come on. Come on, rookies. Who left the poop stains? Come on. Serious? You guys didn't clean it up after? Oh, come on. Do I have to do everything? You entered to win the bike too? Hell yeah, dude. I can't wait. Did you get your ebook? Yeah. Did you know that if you're a tier 3 or tier 4, you get stickers too? No? All right.